everybody, Tom Langland here from RVTexasYall.com, and behind the camera is Stacy Langland.
Hey y'all.
We're here at Camping World of Katy. It's on I-10. Sorry for the road noise, but we thought we'd come out here because they called us to let us know they have a brand new 2017 Thor Tuscany XTE 40DX. And they just recently got it in. It's a diesel pusher by Thor. The XTE model is next to the top for the Thor diesel pushers. Just the Tuscany is the top of the line, and then the XTE is the next down. This is a non-tag axle, so that this is their shorter of their XTE. It's about, obviously by the name, it's about a 40-footer, I guess. Non-tag axle. So we thought we'd show you around the outside right now, and then we'll swap and Stacy will show you the inside. Come on around. Well, real quick, on the front, it's all LED lighting and stuff on the front, so great lighting. Up here you have the big, huge side mirrors, and in the mirrors, integrated in the mirrors are the cameras down the side, so when you put the turn signal on, you're seeing down the side where you're going, which is nice, so you can see if there's any cars down the side before you change lanes. Very nice. That's up in there. There's a fuel fill on here, so this coach has, I'm pretty sure, dual fuel fills on each side. You can fill, and then all these bays here, this is a big storage bay, which doesn't go through, but other than this, you'll see that these others are pass-through storage. So, and this one has, you know, if I knew how to do it, there we go. Comes out, they give you a couple extra tiles that go on the inside.
It's really big.
Yeah, it is big. And then the bay next to it, you can see it from here. I'm not going to open that door, but it's a pass-through. It just doesn't have a shelf on it. So that gives you, they do one without the shelf because it gives you a little more capacity, because obviously the shelf takes up some room. Okay, also on the slide here is a nice TV, and outdoor TV. It's a Sony, so nice brand. Also, all this is kind of high right now because the air is in the suspension. When they leveled this coach here for us, they didn't let the air out of the suspension, so it's setting up quite a bit higher than it normally will at a campground. You normally will let the air out of your suspension and then level the coach. So if you'll see the coach next to us here, this is what they did there. So it's a lot lower. You can see another feature I wanted to show you that I didn't show you. It does have an awning over the door, and it's a lighted awning, which is real nice. You can bring that awning out, and it's lighted. Also, it's a lighted, LED lighted awning on the outside. But what's neat about this awning here on the Tuscany XTE is it's on the slide itself. It's not on the coach. So you get the full distance of the awning. Your slide won't take up 20% of your shade area, so that's good. That's a fantastic feature. Another thing I like about this one is the TV is dead center of this awning, so that'll help you, so the sun won't affect you watching your TV. On those football days when the game starts at 12, you might be in trouble about that sun in your TV, but not with that awning like that. I guess this is your freshwater fill right here. Take that off, you can fill up your freshwater tanks. Back here towards the back of the coach is your chassis batteries. So they're easy to maintain. They're right there. These are heavy duty doors, by the way, too. Very nice. They shut well. They're thick. Back here you have your inverter. For the inside you have an inverter because you have a residential refrigerator and stuff on the inside. So you'll have house batteries. On the back, this is powered by a Cummins diesel 360 horsepower. So pretty good size motor for a 40-foot diesel. And I'm not positive about the towing capacity. I'm guessing it's probably about a 10,000 pound hitch, but I'm not sure. It may be 15. So that's that. As we come around to the other side, right here's where your electric power is. Another very nice feature. It has a surge protector in there, so it's a built-in surge protector. And it looks like you have room in there that if you wanted to add your own electric cord reel, you probably could, but it doesn't have one that comes with it. Oh, I saw something else. There's your house batteries in here. And they come with a system that you only have to fill. They're all kind of interconnected, if you can see. So you only have to fill one area of it to put water in it, because they are maintenance. Those are maintenance needed batteries. Here's your DEF fill. All diesel pushers now, I think after the year 2007, require DEF, and that's where you fill that. You only have to fill it about once every 4 or 5 fill-ups on the coach normally. And here's where all your hookups pretty much are. This is where you'll dump your gray and black tanks. You actually have a propane shutoff here, which I haven't seen on any other coach. That's kind of nice. Water pump on and off out here. That's nice to have out here in case you aren't at a place where you have hookups, but you want to get your outside shower going and you don't have normal hookups, so you turn your water pump on so you can get access to the water. You have good access to your water filtration system on the outside, and obviously you have black tank flush right here. This is where you can put antifreeze and stuff for winterizing. Again, your black and gray tank flush down there, and I'm trying to see where your water comes in here. I guess it is right here.
Yeah.
That's where your city water does come in there. Okay, so they're just saying when you winterize it, that's where you go through there, but this is where you would hook up to your city water right there, and that tells you whether you're using your tanks or your city water. All of these are, again, the pass-through. You'll see the one here, you can see how much more room you have. There's your Dirt Devil right there, which is the vacuum cleaner for the inside, which is awesome. We have that on our Palazzo, and it's very nice.
We added it when we bought the Palazzo.
We added it, that's right. It wasn't standard. And again, this, and you can bring this slide out tray this way like I did the other way. It goes both ways. So that's the storage bay again. And then right here is just, you know, just some of your fuses and stuff, and I don't know what all that is. Yeah.
Hydraulics.
Yep. And what's interesting is, I don't know if Stacy can get it, but on this coach, the propane tank must be somewhere under there, because here's the propane fill, and it's not in either of these bays. And so this is where you can fill up your propane tank right here. So the tank must be under the coach somewhere. So at least it doesn't take up your storage space.
Yeah. It's a totally different kind of slide than what we have.
Yeah, slides are different. They're hydraulic. They've gone to all hydraulic slides now. And then this is your other fuel on the other side. And the tires on them too are Michelin tires, which are, you know, those are top of the line tires. Of course, on these big heavy diesel pushers, it's nice to have the best. So, and they're hydraulic jacks. That's why they went to the hydraulic jacks, I think, in 2016. It may have been 2015, but of course, the year after we bought it. But we've had no problems with ours. Ours have been fine. So that kind of concludes the outside portion, and now we'll switch, and Stacy will show you the inside.
Hey y'all, now we're going to go inside this 2017 Thor Palazzo XTE. Again, it is the 48AX model. One thing I would point out, this door is pretty heavy duty, and you do have 2 locks on it, including what really works like a standard deadbolt lock instead of a traditional RV lock, which is nice. And you do have the screen door, which you can separate, and just if it's a nice day and you want to leave your door open and get some breezes in, you've got the screen to keep the bugs out, which is nice. So come on in, let me show you the inside. Okay, so now we're coming inside the Thor Tuscany XTE. And one thing I want to show you, you can probably still hear the road noise behind me because we are right on Interstate 10, just west of Houston, and it is a Saturday, although it's always busy. But when I close this door, all that road noise goes away. So it's pretty impressive. This coach obviously has a good deal of insulation to keep the traffic noise and just the general campground noise out, so you can have a nice relaxing stay inside. You've also got all of your switches here. You can turn on all of your lights, your kitchen lights, living lights, cargo lights on the bottom outside. You can run your awnings, your awning lights, everything from right here. And you can also, where I'm standing right now in this stairwell, this is typical for your larger diesel pushers where they've got a front entry and it's right here at the passenger seat. So when you're in camping mode and you're using this stair, it's open like this. But when you're driving, you don't want your passenger to have dangling legs. So with a push of a button, there's actually a cover that slides across right here and goes to the door and makes this a flush floor, which is nice. Now we'll come up here. The front shades here are motorized. You've got 2 shades. The one you can see here, the black one, is actually a solar shade, helps to keep the heat out during the summer. And then you've got a white one behind it, which is similar to what you see on the sides here. And those are privacy shades to keep you, you know, obviously private. In the front here, this is your screen for your GPS as well as your cameras on the exterior. So as you're driving, you can see what's around you. You've also got your radio functions and everything through that. You've got your typical kind of diesel pusher controls in the front, including your leveling jacks and your Allison transmission controls. This is on a Freightliner chassis. These 2 seats also in the front will turn around, so when you're parked and camping, gives you an additional seating area. And the passenger seat, it looks like has a reclining feature, so you can put your feet up, which is nice. The driver's seat does not. You've got various controls and storage up in the front here. You also have map lights for your passenger, as well as cup holders, obviously. Up in here is where your Blu-ray control, your wine guard control for your satellite dish, and those types of things are. And then as you come in, you'll see you have opposing slides, so it gives you a lot of space here in the middle. It really feels roomy. On this side, you've got recliners with cup holders, and you've got a little bit of storage in here for your remote controls and things like that. They do have seat belts on them, so someone could sit here and ride. And they're very easy. You don't have to manhandle them to get them to come out into the reclining position. And they're pretty comfy. On this side, This bed would be a jackknife couch, it appears, that would fold out into a bed. You've got good windows on the non-camping side. You've also got a good, a nice decent window on this side. All these windows do open. They're the kind of windows like what we have in our coach, which I really like because they open at an angle. So if you have your windows open and it starts to rain, it's really no big deal. We've had that happen to us before. The rain just rolls off. It does not come in. You've got good storage up above. These are huge. This is actually one big cabinet here. You've got your kitchen area. There's a sponge drawer, and then look at the size of these drawers. This is kind of crazy. You could fit a ton of things in these kitchen drawers. Your sink is a two-sided sink. These are very light and easy to move, and actually there's a place to store them right underneath.
Solid surface countertops.
Solid surface. All of this is solid surface. You've got more storage up in here, and what I like is they do have adjustable shelves in here, and the shelf does have a lip on it, so it really gives you a lot more flexibility on how you use this cabinet, and things aren't just going to fall out as you're traveling down the road, which is nice. And they close really nice. Down below, you've got additional storage. And then when you come over here, this is a Whirlpool microwave convection oven. It is residential size. Then you've got a propane 3-burner cooktop right here, which is an Atwood. And then this is kind of nice. Underneath, they've given you drawers which slide out. So easy storage, easy access. You don't have to try to dig around underneath there. Coming back here, you've got a Whirlpool refrigerator with ice and water in the door, and this easy latch. On ours right now, our refrigerator, we have to have a little screw that we screw in to make sure the doors don't open when we're driving down the road. It works fine, but it's a little bit of a pain. This is super simple. You come back here, you're driving, you want something to drink or eat something, you just flip that switch, and look how big this refrigerator is. I mean, and I will tell you right now, today's hot, this feels really good. But it's a huge refrigerator and freezer. Before we leave this area, I'll show you this other side. You've got another TV, or a TV right here. You've got a TV right here, which it's a Sony, which is nice, but it really doesn't make much sense because you, except for maybe your captain's chairs turned around, you really don't have anything facing this. So you see this in a lot of RVs, but I don't really understand it. Nonetheless, you've got a TV right here. You've got your dining room here. This does pull out, and it comes with 2 additional chairs, so if you wanted to sit 2 more people, you could. One thing is the slide on this is a big, fairly decent sized slide, but it's flush. It does not, you don't step up into the slide. It's even with the floor of the coach, which is nice. You have a big workspace here, more windows, and a bunch of storage between down low and the uppers. And then above your, this is what I really wanted to show you, above your couch here, which turns into sleeping, you have a big window, but you also have a televator, which is your main TV on a rise, basically, that comes out when you need it. So you've got a brain system right here. Thor's added this for 2017, and you can actually operate your entire coach from here. You can see your fresh, gray, black, and gas, propane gas levels. You can work your water heater. You can turn on your lights, off your lights, your slides, your vents, everything, your AC units, all from right here. And one of those things that you can operate, even your cargo lights down below, is your TV. You can say TV lift up, and your large TV rises your large TV when you're ready to watch it, and when you don't want to watch it, when you want the view and when you're ready to travel, you just lower it back down. That makes a lot more sense to have a TV here when you've got your recliners on this side looking directly at it, and also your passenger seat, if it's turned around, would have a good view of it as well. Another thing I want to point out is except for right over here underneath the dinette, there is no carpet in this unit. Everything is tile, so it makes it really easy to clean. And then your heating ducts are not in the floor, they're up on the side. So you're not gonna have dirt falling down into your heating ducts, which is nice. This is a 50 amp coach. You've got one AC unit right here. It's ducted, so you've got the ducts throughout the coach. And then if you come back to the back, on the way we'll show you, this is a bath and a half unit, so here's your half bath. You do have some storage in here, and you've got a little bit of storage down below. These are the fancy push button toilets. You've got your pantry right here, which is nice. Everything's very easy to access. You don't have to dig around in the back of a cabinet. There are two of these, so you can carry quite a bit of stuff and easily access it. And then coming back into the master bedroom, you've got some closet space here with some drawers, and also this is an adjustable shelf you can take out and move down. You can hang things here if you'd like. You've got additional buttons for your generator start, ceiling lights, bedding lights, things like that, master lights right here on this wall. And then a bunch of storage down below. And these drawers, even though they're in the slide, they're decent size, especially the ones on the bottom. You can really fit a lot of clothes in that, which is nice. So many of these, once you get into the slides, the drawers are tiny, but this one they've used it well. This is another Sony TV back here in the bedroom. It flips up for additional storage, and it's also got a DVD player back in here. Got another AC unit right up here in the bedroom. And I will say, you know, you can hear the ACs, but they're not extremely loud like they are. Our 2014 Palazzo, the ACs can be pretty loud. This one you don't hear them near as much, which is nice. The bed comes up super easy. I don't even know why I used two hands on that. And you have some additional storage down under the bed. It is on the hydraulics, and it is a Denver mattress, so pretty comfy. Looks like a king-size bed. You've got speakers up above the bed, as well as additional storage for linens and things like that. You do have some side tables on each side, especially on this side. And then you've got some storage, some skinny storage down under here. But on each side you also have USB plugs for plugging in your cell phone and your mobile devices. Now another thing I want to point out about this particular unit that we noticed right away, there is no step up on the side of the bed or to get into the master bathroom. The entire floor, back to front, is level, which is nice, especially if you're clumsy like me. In the master bath, you've got a sink area, single sink area with storage underneath. got another fancy push button toilet, and you've got a large closet area. I should say there's 3 fans in this unit, and they are all fantastic fans, which is nice. You've got push button fuses back in here, which is great instead of the little disposable ones. Quite a bit of storage. This is also where you'll find your connections for your vacuum cleaner and your extra seats for the dining room. And then back here, you've got a stackable Whirlpool washer and dryer. Now I will tell you, we have a washer and dryer, stackable washer and dryer in our 2014 Palazzo. And when we got it, I thought, it's nice to have just in case. We have actually used it a lot. It's nice to have. So, and I like that this is right here. It's in the master bathroom. It's not in the way of anything. It's not in the hallway. It's not over the toilet. It's a really good placement. Right by the closet, which is nice. And then you've got your shower. I will say I'm a little bit disappointed in this latch right here. It seems like it could be a little bit more substantial. But the shower itself is, you know, it's roomy enough. You have some little shelves for things. And I'm about 5'6" and a half, 5'6", 5'7", somewhere in there. And it is above my head. So, you know, for the average person, I think most folks would probably fit. And then I guess the last thing I would point out is you do have some night lights down on the floor. There's one here, and there's also one in the half bath, which is nice for the night. And then you've got wooden doors that separate the master bath and the bedroom, and then the bedroom from the rest of the unit. They slide really smooth and nice and lock into place for traveling. So I think that's it. Feels like, well, I'm not sure.
No, they're LED lights.
Are they LED lights?
Yes.
Okay, so LED lights throughout, which is nice, saves you on power. So that's it for this edition of RV Tours from RVTexasYall.com. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this tour of the 2017 Thor Tuscany XTE. Thanks for watching, y'all. If you liked the video, you found it helpful, please give us a like. To see our future videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Also check us out on RVTexasYall.com, where we list all the RV shows around Texas, as well as RV-friendly campgrounds, RV parks, RV dealers, fun things to do around the state. Basically, we're all about RVing in the great state of Texas. Find us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, and of course YouTube, all at RV Texas Y'all.
Safe travels and happy camping. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.